many times do you want to bet I'm gonna bump into this thing today?
2.
Only 2? Hello, welcome to another episode of Indigo Room. My name is Indigo Akamalafe. You can call me Indy. Today I'm dressed like a gay cowboy, and I think it's too many layers. There's definitely the instinct to pull something over the tummy, although I know it's belly out summer. But also, like, if it's summer, why am I wearing long sleeves? So we're kind of playing fast and loose with this. Discord, stop opening. I don't want to talk to you. That was 1. Today we have Nigel Burton, who is a graphic designer extraordinaire / college ex-boyfriend / best friend in the entire fucking world. Laughing off screen. Yeah.
You gotta get the clips in, man.
I got your fucking face in. I haven't had breakfast. Nigel had to bring me bread because I ran out of bread, and I specifically wanted toast with cream cheese on it. I was like, this is gonna be so easy, and he brought me this delicious brioche, and I was like, fuck yes, this is the best kind of bread to put cream cheese on. I'm gonna fuck this up. I put it in the toaster. Let's have a listen. That's too crunchy. It's fine. It's fine. It's soft inside. It's too crunchy. I want it just to barely whatever. Get it fucking here. What are you waiting for? What's wrong with you?
Hi. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Terrible. That's the unironic answer. Everything in the last 48 hours that could have gone wrong went wrong, except maybe splitting my head open.
Do you want to catch me up?
It's not even riveting. It just sucks.
We love. Hey. This brings us into our next segment called Commiserating Hour. It has a place here. Do you not see? It is okay to cry.
Apparently, sometimes when you waterproof the bottom of a bathroom, you have to heat tar to do that. And that should be fucking illegal.
Oh. Why?
Because these motherfuckers didn't want to tell anybody in the neighborhood in the middle of California in the summer that they were going to be setting something on fire in the open air in the middle of the street. Because, like, my mom has fire PTSD. I live with my mom.
Mm.
It's, yeah.
So do I. It's fine.
Thing.
It's fine. It's a thing. Hey, the economy is in shambles. Fuck off.
I do live with my mom because the economy is in shambles.
You have no idea what it's like out there.
I'm painting my room, and she was like, yeah, I can help you with that, but I can only help you with that until noon. So let's wake up early and just do it. And then we woke up early, and we opened my window all the way. And I got smoked out of my own room this morning.
Usually when I'm smoking out my room, it's a lot more fun.
I would have preferred that kind, to be honest. Yeah. Would have smelled better, too. Which is saying a lot.
So they have to burn. What is this thing? I need to look this up.
The method is called hot mobbing. I don't know if the material they're burning is actually tar.
That's what I call it when I'm on the dance floor. Nigel, we've been friends since 2013.
Yes.
Coming up on 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're just chronically lonely or something, but for some reason, for the past 12 years, you've let me hang out with you, and I've never been more grateful. What were you expecting from our friendship when we first met, and how does it compare to our friendship now?
What was the question? I am so good at being a podcast guest. Very good.
I bumped into my mic 15 times and I'm eating breakfast. This is not where anyone is supposed to be good at their job.
You know what? I think the funniest thing about the toast decision is that, like, he could have like I'm not in a hurry. He could have just eaten that before we roll.
I woke up 15 minutes before you came here. I was up until 4.
I'm gonna call bullshit because you did not come up with that outfit in 15. Like, speaking of being friends for 12 years, we dated for 4 of that. You did not come up with that outfit in 15 minutes.
We did it a while ago. I upped my game.
Are we holding space in this moment?
What were you expecting from our friendship when we first met versus where we are today?
Not me currently doing a Ariana Grande Wicked bit, that's for sure. You know, when we became friends, particularly considering that I had a crush on your best friend at the time, I wasn't
Rookie mistake.
I wasn't expecting to date you. I was not expecting you to be my ex, and I certainly wasn't expecting all of that to occur before you came out of the closet. Like, you know what I wasn't expecting? The he pronouns. That's one of the things I wasn't expecting. Like, literally competitively in the closet. Like,
Hey! Rude. True.
Rude.
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
no, true.
I mean, like, I still only just asked my parents to start calling me Indy more. And it's been years. And it's like, I just didn't want to hear them say no. And guess what I heard? I heard them say no. But, like, I don't know. It took me a while to, like, start, like, learning that, like, oh, disappointing people doesn't mean you get shot in the face point blank. So
Disappoint your dad more.
yeah, of course. It's the old.
You heard it first here.
Disappoint
your dad more.
Be a disgrace to your fucking family. What were you expecting?
I don't know. I try not to expect things from people because I think that's how transphobia happens.
That's fair. That is fair.
Like, that unironically is the reason why I was always uncomfortable with gender reveal parties. Because, like, even within the confines of being cisgendered, like, having a gender reveal party about, oh, it's a girl and all this pink shit, like, what if she's a tomboy? Like,
yeah,
like the amount of gender role expectation that you're demonstrating just by the way you decorate gender reveal parties, it makes me uncomfy. That person's not born yet. You don't know anything about them.
I think if my parents let me be more of a tomboy, I probably wouldn't bother with he, him pronouns. I would have just felt safe and comfortable to express who I was, no matter what that looked like. Like, every time I went to, like, the men's clothes sections, I'd get yelled at. You know? It's like, just let me wear pants. But, like, so I think there was a lot of pressure, I guess, for that. So that's kind of why I was so hyper femme for so long. Because it's like, oh, it's how you do being seen correctly. You have to look a certain way or you're doing it wrong.
So are we arguing that being queer is a trauma or a choice? Because I'm not comfortable with either of those, but I just want to be clear.
No. I think the queerness would have still been here. I just think it would have taken me longer because because I would have been like, well, I'm totally happy in my body right now. Why do I have to change anything? You know, I wouldn't have realized it.
I could have been a they, but no. I had to hang out with hyper femme white women.
This whole town is hyper femme white women and their cop husbands.
It's getting worse than that. The other day we were out with a friend who was busking in Old Town, and there were, like, literally it reached a point where I was concerned because I hadn't been out, like, at night here in years, and we saw, like, multiple groups of people walk past us that consisted entirely of white women, and they were all wearing really similar black tops and the exact same color blue jeans. It was creepy as shit.
We encountered the Horde.
Like, and these people weren't with each other. It happened like 10 times, like groups of 3 to 5. The vibe I was getting from the way that they were dressed and the way that they were talking and the directions they were going, like if you watched like where they were walking to, it was either girls' night or they were trying to get dates. It was one of the two. And like,
and they were all dressed
and they were all dressed exact. Like, you want to know how you can never get hit on at a bar? Don't differentiate yourself from your friends at all.
Yeah.
Like, be so much like the person sitting next to you that if a guy hits on you and you reject him, he can just move on to the person to your right. Like, because it's the same person.
Just grab another one from the vending machine, you know? I think it's a recession indicator.
I actually think it's a fascism indicator.
Well, I mean, both.
I mean,
where do you think the recession came from? The fascism.
I wanted to get some more sports photography experience, so I went to a local high school football game. My SD card was running low, and I felt like I had a decent number of pictures, and so I stopped paying attention to the game as much. I was like waiting for like interesting moments to conserve the rest of the data, and because I have ADD, what that was resulting in was basically me looking at stuff that wasn't even the field. And eventually I started noticing that like they all had the same aesthetic.
Who's they?
The teenagers.
All the teenagers have the same aesthetic?
Every student who is at that game had the same aesthetic. All of the girls were wearing crop tops. All of them. Not some, like, they all had baggy blue jeans, and the guys were all like slim fit jeans or khakis and a plain color t-shirt. There wasn't a graphic tee in sight. There wasn't an interesting like embroidery on a top. Like, it was so creepy that I stopped watching the game and started walking around looking for the alt kids. Like, I was like, I need to see an alt kid. I need to see an alt kid. I need to see an alt kid. I found 2.
The alt kids aren't like under the bleachers anymore. Smoking.
I didn't check under the bleachers because, when you're
an adult man,
when you're a 26-year-old man with a high resolution camera, you don't check under the bleachers.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need that.
I remembered that's a thing teenagers do underneath bleachers while I was there, and then proceeded to do nothing with that information.
Which kind of insane happened under the bleachers. Like,
the reason why I was never interested in goofing off under the bleachers as a high schooler, not that I really had anyone to goof off with, but the thing that I always thought was weird about it was that like, all an adult has to do is look down.
Yes.
Like, in most bleachers, if you look down, you can see through the bleachers.
Yes.
Like, it's not like you're not actually actively leaving sight lines.
You're really not.
So what are you doing?
Directly underneath them. They can see they can look down and see everything. They could probably hear you. Like, they could probably feel the rattling underneath you. Like, what are you doing? Fucking your car in a parking garage like a normal kid.
Roasted.
It was the only place. I'm not roasting you. I'm not roasting anyone. I'm roasting the circumstance.
I don't know. There's a field over that way. We could have trespassed. We could have had an ounce of rebellion in our bodies. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So with you remember Redacted, right?
Yeah. Our good friend Redacted.
Our good friend Redacted. Yeah. So she and I were like out at we also needed a place to hook up, right? So I was like, we'll get in the fucking car. You know, you got a bigger car than me. We ended up in this, I shit you not, it is called Glory Lane. So we pull into Glory Lane. It's like, there's like livestock, there's cattle, just kind of around, milling about.
Impeccable.
They're far off. We're like, it's fine. We drive down the road. We park, find a good stargazing spot. And turns out we have parked next to a bunny farm. So the headlights are on. We see rabbits, bunnies, just hanging around. And we're like, how on theme. and then we take note from them, but then I
Take note.
we take note from them. We follow their lead. It's a fun time. Did not realize until maybe our 4th time there that like, oh, we are trespassing. And now I can't go there anymore because I'm too scared.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Are you scared, baby boy?
Don't say it like that. Damn.
Yeah, don't say it like that. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
And you're cutting that for sure.
Damn.
I would like to beat the still dating allegations.
Are there allegations, or is that just... Are there allegations?
I think there aren't allegations because I've set certain boundaries. But...
Yeah. Do you want to refill the waters?
No, not really.
Okay. You just keep sipping them.
I just needed something to do with my hands. That's really what it's about.
You're walking directly into these. Next question. You have always struck me as someone who's more in touch with their cutesy feminine side than most men in a lot of ways. And I've always appreciated that about you, which I have to admit probably should have alerted us to the whole Indy's a lesbian thing a lot earlier than it did, but that's not either here nor there. But as you've grown and matured into the strapping young diva you are, I noticed a change in your interests. At some point, there was a significant uptick in dude stuff. And now for the audience, dude stuff includes things... Dude stuff can include things like sport ball, car fact, and being pretentious about alcohol.
I would like to...
I wasn't done. While these are things that I don't know...
So... From the point where you referred to yourself as a lesbian to this point, I've been trying to keep a lid on how we're using labels. What is this gender essentialism bullshit?
Yeah.
I spent my entire morning prior to this reading articles about the WNBA, but sure, sports ball is for men.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. This is how. So I wanted to ask how.
Also, famously, there are no female alcoholics. It's not like Home Goods has dedicated an entire section of the Home Goods decorating department to a very specific kind of female alcohol.
Damn it. I wanted to be sarcastic, but then you explained it right away. Nigel, how would you say that embracing the dudeness has brought you in joy and enrichment in your adult life?
Have you ever heard the saying, life is too short to hate pop music?
I have now.
Basically I realized I was harboring ill resentment about things from my teenage years and my middle school years that didn't really make sense to harbor resentment about. I was kind of vaguely interested in sports when I was in elementary school, but it was never a passion, which meant that the joy that I found in it was not strong enough to overcome the fact that I was starting to associate it with all the people who were bullying me. And then that didn't go away until I graduated from high school. But a couple years after I graduated from high school, I realized it's not necessary or healthy to hold on to it. So now that I've realized that, at what point does it become stupid to avoid it? So then I stopped avoiding it and I realized I liked it a lot.
What do you like about sports stuff?
Celebrations, which is why I hate baseball.
Oh.
Because
they don't let you celebrate in sports though.
Baseball is... Okay, they didn't let you celebrate in sports when we were kids. That's basically gone now, except baseball.
Oh. Because
in baseball, subculture is really weird. It's not the fans that bug me, it's the players themselves. They have this whole... Sports is a subculture, but then there are subcultures within it. There's the people who like it, and then there's the people who play it. And sometimes different sports have different kind of social rules. It doesn't say in the NBA rule book that you're not supposed to score in what they call garbage time. Garbage time is basically when you're up by a lot, and it's literally not possible for the other team to score enough points to beat you before the end of the game.
You're not supposed to rub their nose in the dirt?
Yeah.
Why not?
Which is really stupid. But
I get it for sportsmanship, but also
I get it for the sportsmanship, but I have a couple disagreements with that concept. That concept exists in multiple sports, and I don't agree with that concept in general as a sports fan, because I feel like once you're not trying to score for the whole game, stats don't mean anything. why should I care that you scored a triple-double if you didn't even score as many points as you could have? But I get that the players are trying to respect each other, but I also think that there's a lot of fragile masculinity going on in the men's sports. And that fragile masculinity has created certain rituals that bled into women's sports. So like I think the not scoring in garbage time, it's like, oh, because it's good sportsmanship, but it's like, who's really upset by that? Like, I feel like if you didn't want to get dunked on, get good.
So you're saying
the baseball
you're saying it should be used as a motivation to do better.
Not even as a motivation to do better. I just like, why are you crying over spilt milk? Like, why? Like, you're already being beaten by 30 points. In baseball, it goes to another level. So, like, for example, bat flipping. The way the average baseball player feels about bat flipping makes baseball unwatchable.
Describe bat flipping.
So, bat flipping is when a batter gets a good hit, usually a home run, not always a home run, and it's a hit that's so good that they can tell it's good without watching it, because you'll notice a lot of batters will watch the hit, and they're watching the hit because they need to know how many bases they can run without getting out. If a batter hits a hit that is like almost immediately obviously good, like you don't have to look at it very long, sometimes they'll take the bat with two hands and they'll toss it over their shoulder like this, which will make the bat do like a flips as it goes through the air. And this is considered being a show off. And no, but it gets worse. It gets worse.
Okay.
If you bat flip, it is socially acceptable for the pitcher to throw the ball at the next batter's head, which can kill you.
It's socially accepted.
Yeah.
If you
like what kind of little dick shit are we on here?
Wait a minute. If you hit a home run and do a little trick, the pitcher is allowed to kill the next guy?
It's within the realm. It's that weird like military thing where it's like it's the group punishment so that the group bullies the person who did wrong.
Didn't they get rid of that in the Geneva Conventions?
Well, okay, so
Hold up.
With pitchers, that's not like a thing you do to your enemy. It's like a thing where the drill sergeant punishes the whole group because so and so fucked up.
Article
so then everybody
33.
bullies so and so.
Article 33 of the Fourth Geneva Convention prohibits that.
Okay. The Geneva Conventions are for things you're allowed to do to your enemy, but
Are the baseball teams not enemies? They're warring for first place.
They're also not at war. But
hey.
So
the diamond is a battlefield.
So apparently, because they're chucking balls at each other's heads.
Yeah, like
but yeah, so like my whole thing is like, if you don't want to get bat flipped, don't throw a pitch that is that easy to hit. Like, because there's a lot of overlap between bat flippable hits and easy pitches.
I also think sports can be funny if we really lean into the celebration part of it, because what's funnier than watching a guy like do like a really good move, spend too much time celebrating it to the point where it sabotages the move, and then have to like do the little like tail tuck between their legs, walk of shame back to the dugout. Like, isn't that better? Isn't that like, because like they want you to not celebrate because of good sportsmanship, right? They want you to like set a good example. If they really wanted you to do that, they let you learn.
Well, with younger millennials and Gen Z, what we've all pointed out is that it's not really political, but I'm going to kind of make it political for a second to like make a point.
Everything's political.
It's this thing where I genuinely think that the association with conservative guys in sports has to do with owners of multiple leagues. If you start watching sports documentaries, you start noticing a couple of uncomfortable patterns. One of the uncomfortable patterns you start noticing is that, like, you know how society generally, on a macro scale, societies tend to get more left-leaning over time? Like, yes. What is conservative shifts because everything is shifting?
I mean, I get that in theory.
when you watch, you can watch that happen real time in sports. There's stuff in sports that was completely unacceptable way back when that is completely fine now.
Like women competing?
Yeah, that's literally an example.
That's one of, yeah.
So there's like all this stuff that's like really weird, and you'll get like weird little rituals and traditions that people from different generations of the same game in one generation will engage in it and another won't. One of the things that you notice is celebrating is a really good example. In a lot of sports, you used to be able to get penalized for celebrating. Now, baseball, you don't get penalized for celebrating. It's socially enforced. In the NFL, it depends on the celebration, but that's kind of honestly on its way out. Like we're starting to reach a point where refs don't enforce any of the celebration rules. In basketball, celebrating has kind of always been okay, which I think is really interesting. But for me, here's my argument, and I've actually heard an NFL player make this argument because so the current owner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, used to be like a huge stickler for the rules, and he still kind of is, and that's generally good in somebody who owns sports. But it's not great when the owner of the sports is a little weird because they start making weird rules. There was a point in NFL history where I was watching a documentary about the New York Sack Exchange, which is the nickname for a particular generation of the New York Jets offensive line or defensive line because they would sack quarterbacks so often.
And the Jets are figure skaters.
The Jets are a football team.
Football. Okay.
So sorry.
No.
So the New York Jets are an NFL team, and they have this group of players that was really good. And there's this one player, and there's a documentary about them. And a huge part of the documentary is about how this one guy didn't fit in. I think it's because he's autistic and he's gay, but
relatable.
I'm not even sure if he knows that he's gay. It's kind of the vibe that I get. But he talks about in the documentary about how the only players when he was on the team that he ever thought liked him were the black players. This is a white guy. He heavily implies while saying that he thinks the reasons why the white players hated him was because he celebrated.
Oh.
So, like, not to make it political, but it is.
A little bit. Okay.
So, Roger Goodell, for the longest time, was like, no celebrations. And this was before he owned the league. But for the longest time, like from the beginning of his tenure to like recently, like in the last 10 years, he was like, no celebrations ever.
Yeah.
And a black player got so tired of it that he started doing it on purpose every single time he did something impressive. And it was this huge saga. I wish I remember the player's name, and most sports people who've been watching the NFL for a long time would, because it was a huge thing in the news. He was getting fined thousands of dollars every time he did it, and he kept doing it. And so one day he finally just goes, I just want to meet him. Like, I just want to meet him and explain. And his explanation is the reason why I've never got why celebrations aren't allowed. And he literally convinced Roger Goodell to lax the standards. And now we're at the point where the refs don't punish people for it anymore for the most part.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But basically his whole point was, I am playing in the most difficult football league on the planet. And by the way, it's not just an American sport. Can we knock it off with that? Like, Africans and Pacific Islanders also like gridiron football. And by the way, that is what it's called. It's called gridiron football. It's not American football. It's called gridiron football. But anyway, so he was like, I just did something that most humans on Earth can't do physically. And this whole crowd of people that paid a lot of money to be entertained by me doing that want to watch me act like it was no big deal, even though I don't even think it was no big deal. Like, I just did something awesome. Thousands of people in the stadium know I just did something awesome. And I should act like I did something awesome because that's relatable. That's going to make the kids actually want to watch the sport, because we're losing viewers like crazy. We're losing viewers like crazy because we're all a bunch of conservative crazy people. And I was just like, thank you.
Do you think it's also okay, now I'm curious, because sports were segregated for a while. When did they start letting black people into the NFL? Or was that from the beginning?
That was from the beginning. The NFL is actually a relatively young sports league.
Oh, gotcha.
It used to be 2 different sports leagues, and then the NFL bought the other one and absorbed it.
What was the other one?
The other one was called the AFL. It survives now in the form of the NFC and the AFC. If you
Oh.
watch football, all of the teams are separated into 2 categories. The categories are literally just the 2 companies before they merge.
Gotcha.
So it used to be called the National Football League and the American Football League. Now it's the National Football League split into the National Football Conference and the American Football Conference. But fun fact, the Super Bowl has been around since longer than the merger, even though it is the championship game of the merger. And the reason why is because the Super Bowl was created to prove which league was better than the other. So the reason why the semifinals of football are still called championship games is because it used to be the NFL champion and the AFL champion played each other in the Super Bowl because they got tired of losing players and coaches to each other. So they decided, let's just
work
compete
together
for it.
Yeah.
Let's just compete for whoever the best pro league is, and then people will watch the best pro league. And it didn't work, and they realized, what if I just buy you? So the Super Bowl
the
actually
American
predates
solution.
the modern NFL. But anyway.
Yes, the traditional American solution. Do you think also like the rules on celebrating are partially to like keep marginalized communities down and like not let people celebrate their wins? I'm thinking of black people in sports. I'm thinking of trans people in sports. I recently heard that Clara Adams, I'm reading the article right now. Clara Adams, she's a 16-year-old track star, and she won her championship. And she celebrated by doing an homage to Olympic champion Maurice Green by like putting a little fire extinguisher out in her shoes. It was like the fun little moment. You know, she won that championship. She's really young. They stripped her of her title because she celebrated.
Okay. So to answer your actual first question, it's the cultural difference that existed between white Americans and black Americans prior to hip hop.
Tell me more.
Being a show off wasn't cool in white culture before they discovered hip hop.
Oh.
Yeah. You were basically only allowed to show off if you were rich. So the black players' argument in the NFL in the 70s was, you're being mad at me for being black. Like, I'm celebrating because that's what black people do when we do something cool.
Yes.
And you don't realize you're angry at me for being black, but you are.
Yeah.
You're holding me to the same standard you hold the white players to. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
Because if the white players did this, you would also be upset with them. It's just the problem is you don't understand that this is occurring because of a cultural difference. And that's the reason why it feels racist. The modern problem is that people are still weird about women celebrating in sports.
Yeah. Poor Serena.
Yeah, because you're supposed to. Serena's actually an incredibly good example.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That there was a racial element and a sexist element there. In also the culture
also
of
the
tennis,
subtle transphobia with them going after like her hormone levels too. She's not even trans. Continue.
Yeah, the culture of tennis and golf is also relatively reserved.
Very rich white.
Yeah, so it's not that you can't celebrate. It's that if you celebrate in a way they're not used to, they're going to be weird about it.
Yeah.
You can find clips of tennis and golf players celebrating all the time. It's just them celebrating is usually just them going, yeah, and that's it. Like literally, they all celebrate exactly the same way. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
There's a pre-approved.
Yeah.
When you enter the championship for like tennis or golf or anything, they give you a little slip, and there's a pre-approved ways to celebrate. We have the double fist, right, with a single fist. Now this one's a little advanced. This one's a little advanced for more. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tiger Woods made that one popular.
Yeah.
They need a non-white guy to come in to give them the more advanced.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's true. I just can picture pictures of Tiger Woods doing that in my head. Like I know I've seen that before. I don't watch golf.
Nigel, you just broke a world record. You are the best person in the literal world at your chosen sport. How do you celebrate?
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just like the celebration for the individual hole that he's on. Like, I would be really
Maybe.
curious.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be really curious to watch like a celebration compilation of an individual golfer with context for each one, just to see. But yeah, I don't actually watch golf and tennis. It's just this is stuff that I've learned from because I thought the celebration thing was weird, and also I've been watching a lot of sports documentaries. I became a little bit more familiar with the tennis stuff after. I didn't even know about the Serena crip walking thing until the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so because
Was it
everybody was
Serena
really
crip
excited
walking?
about that, so I looked it up.
That was
What?
Serena. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know SZA was also there, and I was like, which baddie with the big hair? Have you seen the trailer for that Jordan Peele movie about football? It's called Him.
I have not, but I would be really interested to see that.
I cannot wait to watch that with my brother. I need to know exactly what he thinks. So it's like,
For context, Indy's brother was on the varsity high school team.
My brother was jock.
Yeah.
Is he still a jock or is he just a dude? This is another example of dude stuff is Jim.
I don't think that they ever stop.
Hmm.
I think the mentality's there. It's just their activities are different.
So-
Unless they have the time to play sports.
Fucking Christ! Stop overheating.
Do we need to take a break?
Yeah.
All
right. But to finish the sentence, he's a non-practicing jock.
I'm having fun.
Are you actually having fun, or are you just saying that to be nice?
I was having fun before the break, and then I got like a little sleepy during the break, but I think talking will fix that.
That's fine. You know, I actually have something this next segment that's going to be really good for, I think, your kind of wake up your brain a little bit, work that bad boy out, right? So, as my graphic designer extraordinaire, and I think we've had already plenty of great examples of this. I love how you know every font. And you will not hesitate to point out when you know a font. And when a font is wrong.
This is a... I feel stereotyped. I feel like this is very reductive. I've heard this stereotype about graphic designers, and I've been self-conscious about the fact that it's not true of me. And I'm really not sure where you're getting this from, but go on.
We have a... What do you mean you're not sure I'm getting this from? You know every font.
I'm really bad with names.
You're gonna love this next segment.
I'm like really bad with, like, I'll meet a person and I will remember 3 things about them and not their name. I cannot see them for months and remember those 3 things about them, and I've only met them once and not remember their name. So when it comes to fonts, I recognize fonts all the time and get really upset with myself when I don't know their names because I'm holding myself to unrealistic standards as somebody who's not good with names. To illustrate my point, it's not just people, it's names of anything. Places, fonts, movies.
You're going to love this next game that we got for you, okay? It's called Name That Font. So we're starting off right off.
A wizard's job is to vex chumps quickly in fog.
Yes.
Was reading as a question to me until I got to the... Obviously, it's written in Goudy Stout.
Of course. Ooh. Ooh, sorry, bud.
Yeah, I don't know what Comic Sans is.
Yeah. So it's this was kind of your practice round. We got and you've done swimmingly so far. Let's get into our next round.
Jovial zebras quickly vexed my big friend Chuck. Did you generate these?
No, I googled pangrams.
Oh.
Just for you.
Quick foxes wasn't good enough for you. Colibri.
Colibri? Let's see. Hey! You did it. I'm so proud of you. What's we got?
Fig tree.
Fig tree.
Yeah,
ooh, that's Work Sans.
I don't even think I've ever read any of those names.
You've never heard... Fuck. You've never heard of Hebo? You've never heard of Hebo?
Okay, I should also clarify I have dyslexia. So depending on how display font any of these are, it could be that it's because I'm reading them in a readable font for the first time. And that's why I don't recognize them.
I did run into a couple of those. Okay. I know you know the answer to this one, but what's the answer to this one and why?
It's cute of Mono because I know Courier New and News Cycle, and it's neither of those. That's
what are the differences?
I've never looked at News Cycle long enough to actually know what the difference is. It's like a by vibes thing, and for Courier New, it's because Courier New is very wide.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. What do we got for this one?
Just use Comic Sans. Comic New, I'm going to assume.
It's actually Balsamic Sans.
Did you make up Comic New for this?
No. No. Comic New is a real font, and I will show it to you after this. Like, it kind of
looks like Comic Sans, but it pisses me off.
Right?
It's like Comic Sans without the readability.
It's Balsamic Sans.
And weird little kinks in the what?
I find this very readable. How is it not readable? Tell me.
No, it's not unreadable. It's less readable.
The Comic Sans?
Comic Sans is designed to be like excessively readable. It's meant for children who have trouble reading. That was what the original idea that the designer who created it was going for, which is the reason why graphic designers are funny about people using it, because nobody uses it correctly. It's not actually because there's no good use case, although we're starting to reach the point where the meme has outpaced the reason so heavily that I've started meeting I met people in college who didn't know that. Like, they just thought you were supposed to hate Comic Sans and they didn't know why. But yeah, so the joke behind Comic Sans and Papyrus is that they're overused and tend to be used in cases where they don't make sense. Although with Papyrus, some people would argue that it never looks good, but whatever.
They kind of exude the graphic design is my passion meme.
Here's my thing about Papyrus. Even if you can find a decent use case for it, it's too popular with normies. So it's going to give the impression that you're not trying. So most professionals will avoid it, even if it makes sense in the situation.
Yeah, like I see Papyrus and I kind of see like this is like the local like strip mall fusion restaurant menu. You know, that they underpaid for, and that just kind of it makes me sad. You know, I feel like Papyrus was.
I saw it used on an album cover for Nature Sounds, and this is the only case where I was like, "That was perfect."
That's absolutely
like Creative Commons Nature Sounds.
Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how I'm wasting time reading the sentence just because I like.
Read it out loud.
5 or 6 big jet planes zoomed quickly by the tower. That's actually the first sentence that completely made sense.
You're saying Foxy Diva Jennifer Lopez wasn't baking my quiche made no sense to you?
I think the beginning of it had so many adjectives that it just felt like word salad. Like I wasn't really paying attention to whether or not it was a sentence by the end of it. I actually don't know.
You want to take a guess?
I'm supposed to know which font Meriwether is, but I don't.
This one is bitter, but it's bitter bold. I cheated on this one.
Yeah, I could tell. That's why I wasn't confident, because it was in bold. So it's like, okay, sometimes the bold versions of letters are actually very far from what they are when they're not bold.
Oh yeah, oh yes, absolutely.
But okay, so a quick movement of the enemy will jeopardize 6 gunboats, or a quick brown fox jumped over. You know, never mind. Aquafina script, Imperial script, or Alex Bresh. I don't know the names of any script fonts.
Oh.
Yeah, because I almost never use them for any I generally find that their readability is low enough that they're usually not appropriate. Yeah. And when they are appropriate, there's like only a couple of fonts that are recognizable. So basically the script fonts whose names I know are script fonts I would never use because they're the script font equivalent of Papyrus.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, the script font industry must be kind of lacking then, right?
It's oversaturated.
Oh.
Every white girl who was teaching herself to use any kind of graphic design program was making wedding invitations with script fonts from 2010 to 2015.
Yes.
And it's
So a lot of
there's
script fonts
I don't
came out.
actually have anything against that aesthetic. I actually find it very pretty,
Mm.
but it did oversaturate the market with script fonts because what started happening was a lot of graphic designers were just creating their own script fonts during that period, so that their design actually looked unique instead of lazy. Because it had gotten so popular that it started to look lazy. So the way you get around that is by making sure that your font isn't recognizable by making your own. But most graphic designers, when they make their own font, they want to cash in. Or if they don't want to cash in, they just want the work to be more appreciated. So the font winds up finding its way on the internet eventually.
I found that happening with like funky display fonts between like 2019 and 2023. There was like a bunch more coming out.
70s
Yeah.
70s funky hippie came back in like 2018, and it didn't leave for a while.
Yeah.
Graphic design has phases where something suddenly gets really popular, and that is the moment that we're just reaching the end of. But it's still kind of popular. It kind of reminds me of the visual aesthetic of like the color palette of this room. Like, it's very, when we were talking about color palettes before, we were thinking kind of a neon sign looking kind of a thing, which then evolved into this.
Yeah.
Before we were talking about that, I was thinking about funky fonts because the color palette you gave me just felt so, I'm trying to be colorful and from the 70s.
Oh.
Yeah. So like I
This
almost
70s?
I almost went with a funky font. I don't think this room is strictly 70s, but the colors remind me of like the 70s liked
like
having lots of colors,
kind of?
but like burnt like a little bit.
Yeah. Ooh. So toasty.
But
like,
anyway,
like a burnt teal to go with that like warm orange. I love this orange.
Yeah, like this orange in particular.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea because it's a script font.
All right. Well, that's actually a brush font.
Actually, I've heard the name Alex Brush before, so I was probably supposed to recognize that. Oh, did you spell converter right? Anyway, that is what it is.
I always pronounce it comforta.
I love that font so much.
That's
the other thing is that I've never said most fonts names out loud. So like I'm self-conscious about saying font names out loud in front of other graphic designers because they'll get pretentious about it.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of comes with the craft, right?
Yeah.
I get pretentious about film stuff all the time.
When I was in high school, there was a period of time, I was 14 when this happened. I called Comic Sans Comic Sans because I genuinely had I even knew what the word sans meant, and I didn't know how it was pronounced. You know what I think part of the reason was? I think it's because I learned the definition of the word sans outside of graphic design. And I swear it had to have been like somebody with an accent was saying it, or somebody was like being weird and like said,
Comic Sans.
It's like, oh, you know, sans, you know.
Yeah.
Sans, what my husband was doing that day, you know, like some kind of, you know, like some kind of British person or some kind of, yeah, but it is actually just sans, and I was just tripping.
Oh, the word sans. Okay, what do we got?
This is interesting because it's trying to be, it's got elements of other stuff in it, like it's got some Futura stuff going on without actually being Futura. It's not thin enough or consistent enough to be Futura, which I genuinely don't know if it's Futura or Futura. I've been calling it Futura. I don't know why I was calling it Futura right there. I think it's Futura because I do think it's supposed to be future.
Yes.
But in a different language, but
yeah.
Amazing View Discotheques?
Yeah.
I've never seen that word actually spelled. I didn't realize it was with a TH. I'm going to go ahead and guess Jost because that font name sounds familiar.
You did it! Hey!
6 big doubles for Japan. Quickly forgot how to waltz. I'm also not great with pure hand fonts because I've downloaded a bunch that I like that were Creative Commons.
So now
that's common. Yeah.
The
so
opposite,
I keep using those.
The opposite problem of the script font.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume Patrick Hand because most handwritten fonts have the word hand in their name.
Ooh, with shadows in the light. Sorry, bud.
I should have known that it would be some D&D ass shit if it didn't have the word hand. Because
I don't
what else
know.
are you using handwritten fonts for?
Yeah. You're so right. Oh my god, wait.
A person who's not using it for that, for like, I need something that looks like
it was
for
written
a board
for
game.
A thing. It is for a board game of some sort.
Yeah, like unless you're like, I need to create a design where it looks where I'm trying to create a thing that looks like it was a thing that was written by a character.
Mm.
Unless you're doing that, when you name the font, you're going to put hand in the name because you're a normal person. Otherwise, you're probably Dungeons and Dragons nerd, in which case Shadows into Light.
Shadows into Light. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons.
Sphinx of Black Quartz, judge my vow. That can't be. Really? That's such a short sentence. That has all of them?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've seen this font before in something memorable, but I'm like, it's like on the tip of my. So I'm just gonna pick the one that sounds like it sounds the most familiar. Quicksand.
It's Railway.
Anyway, university, you can have my degree back. This is totally stroking my ego. Jack amazed a few girls by dropping the antique onyx vase.
What about that strokes your ego? Jack's gonna have to explain that.
You can jack off. I actually really like this font, so I'm curious to know what it is, because I don't know. If I had to name that any of those three things, I would pick custard.
It's Trochi.
Put that down. Remember to download it to my computer later. Oh, I'm not good with pixel fonts either.
I mean, who is?
The only pixel font I know is Power Red and Green, because it's the only pixel font I've ever liked.
Oh.
And I only learned its name because it's from my favorite video game with a pixel font in it. And apparently Microsoft bought those fonts from Nintendo because it's from Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Oh. And Microsoft bought the fonts?
Yeah, so they're default on my gaming PC.
Oh.
That was how I learned the name. I didn't even know the font had a name. I genuinely thought it was just a designer like quickly making a pixel font.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh,
yeah, and
that's insane.
Press Start 2P. A lot of them have video game-ish names.
It's Silkscreen.
Oh, I'm supposed to know this one too because I recognize it, but I don't. Oh, Playfair Display. Lies. No, actually, as I was saying Playfair Display, I was like, it looks so much like Playfair Display, but the widths on the look wrong.
And you're free to go.
Oh, thank Christ. We only wasted 20 minutes on making me uncomfortable.
To be fair, okay, and on this one I actually did pick 3 identical fonts to put the names down for.
Yeah, but I should have known that Playfair is easier to read than that.
Copycat fonts. We should have spent 20 minutes on
Playfair is easier to read than that. I should have known better.
You could probably never live this down.
Playfair doesn't do the tiny widths thing. Tiny widths look so fancy and they're so bad for reading. One of my favorite fonts that I've never used is Dido.
Dino?
Because the widths are so thin that I'm never in a situation where I can use it. I'm never in a situation that calls for something that fancy that also does not require readability. I've just never actually been in that situation yet in my career, so I've never actually gotten to use Dido for anything.
Dyno?
Didot. It's French.
Oh, you mean Dideux? You mean Dideux?
I follow a YouTuber who made that his username and he pronounces it Dido, but he's also British, so who fucking knows?
Oh, no, yeah.
I've also only ever heard other designers pronounce it Dido, so...
Dido? That's actually really
maybe it's
font.
not French.
Wait, this is a really pretty font.
It's a really famous font. It's like it's the most famous fancy font, I would even argue.
This is a fancy font? I thought it was a book font. Books are fancy, though.
What are you looking at? No, that's a fancy font, yeah.
It's a classy font.
Yeah,
What's the difference between classy and fancy?
Nothing. I think they're synonyms. Okay, they're not.
I've seen some people.
They're not exact synonyms.
I've seen some people do really non-fancy things in really classy ways. You ever seen our friend Redacted slam a moke? She's so classy about it, and it's like, how do you do that? You're coughing up smoke.
Yeah.
But he'll sit like this. He'll sit like this. He'll sit like this. That's why. That's classy. That's poised.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be poised with me?
Indubitably.
Next on the list, I need to let you know that you're not going to be painting my bathroom anymore My mom said she's gonna paint it herself. So I'm sorry. You're out $75.
Well, based on what I just learned, it was your $75. So
Yes.
just save it for the Portland trip, because that's what I was going to use it on.
Yeah.
You were basically going to pay me to use money we would have had access to anyway.
How are we gonna get to Portland?
Unless we have the Prius, we're not. So
I
birthday
still
ruined.
think hitchhiking could work.
I don't.
Well, what if we bring a gun?
The safety of it was not my concern. The time.
What if we leave a day early?
No.
You don't want to sit in the back of a semi-truck just jostling around with all the stuff they got in there. We could
It's
watch.
also awkward. It's the distance and the awkwardness.
What's the awkwardness?
Sitting in a stranger's car.
I feel like the types of strangers who let you in their car are probably not the type that are very awkward. Like, you're definitely getting a story out of them.
But I'm awkward. My anxiety is not based on the awkwardness of other people.
But you could be asleep.
We're not doing this.
I'm
This is
saying,
all immaterial because
I'm
we're not doing
saying you could be asleep.
it. Anyway, my birthday's ruined because we can't drive a Prius.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. My new friend Redacted is a cam worker, and we're actually coming up with like we're brainstorming new content ideas. And I was like, I think you should turn your filming space into a little disco and sing karaoke songs on stream with a toy in. And then people can tip it. I think it would work. I would watch that stream. Would I do it? I can't.
No,
I don't have a space for that.
that's not what I meant. I wasn't talking about would you do it or would you watch it. I was talking about would you watch it for the reason anyone would watch it.
I mean, my friend Redacted is pretty hot. That's the reason anyone's watching it.
So your friend Redacted could just be doing other things.
Yeah, but like, you gotta keep it fresh. You gotta get engagement. It's still streaming, I think. So
just get fucked in a cosplay. Easy website.
You won't even
though cosplay is easy.
You won't even sell feet pics. You don't know anything about this industry.
We're gonna get into my physical health. I would. There's
health?
something wrong with the bottom of my feet.
What's wrong with the bottom of your feet?
Lots of dead skin from not taking care of my feet.
I mean, same.
I walk around barefoot outside a lot.
Pedicure.
Something I do a lot.
Foot peel.
All right, well, that sounds terrifying. I've never heard that term before.
You've never heard of a foot peel?
What the fuck?
So, okay. So, let me... Hold on. Do you want to see a video of it?
Call it something less appealing, challenge impossible. No, I don't want to see a video of it.
It's basically like... Okay, it's like an acid peel, right? You know how you get an acid peel on your face? So a peel is when you put
acid on your face.
When you put well, you can put lemon juice on your face and it's fine, right? That's acid. You can eat a pineapple. That's acid in your mouth.
That can't be good for your skin.
Oh, it actually is. They did science on it. Too many is not good for your skin. Too many is not good for your skin. You have to be careful about it because it's putting chemicals on your face. You just
Yeah, that's why I said that can't be good for your
It's
skin.
safe to do in like a controlled environment. And sometimes the controlled environment is your bathroom, depending on the chemicals. Some chemicals they're like go to a facialist for this, and then some chemicals they're like you can put $10 in a bottle at Target, you know. But a foot peel is chemicals that you put on the skin of your foot. It does not hurt your foot. It only like degrades like the dead skin like on the bottom of your foot. So it's basically you have this like plastic bag of a sock thing and it's filled with the chemical, right? And it just feels like a goo. And you put the sock on, you leave it there 20 minutes. You watch your shows. You watch your Love Island. I know you love Love Island. You watch your Fubao. You watch them celebrate.
I don't love Love Island.
I don't either. You watch your shows, you take it off, you wash your foot off. Okay, sick. Over the course of a week, a thick layer of dead skin will peel off of your foot. Slowly. Leave it alone. Let it do its thing.
That sounds gross as shit.
It is. Oh, it is. At the end of the tunnel, baby soft feet. Baby soft. Velvety, even. Quentin Tarantino would cry real tears.
There's a joke in here about how into feet do you have to be to even know about this process.
It's not about being into feet to know this one.
It's about policing the individual square inches of the body of a woman.
Yes.
Which is why we know how to fix every body part. And by fix, I mean chemically destroy it so it looks fine for now.
Yeah. Oh my god, everyone's so afraid of aging. They're putting so many chemicals in their faces. And like, I get it. I had a 31-year-old friend tell me how old she was, and I, for the first time, like, felt self-conscious about somebody looking younger than me. I'm 26. What is this? What is this?
You're what?
I'm 26.
Your face baby. What? How did you find somebody that looks... I don't think you want to look younger than you.
It's because of the bags under my eyes and the lines right here. The half visible lines right here that everyone has. It's the fact that this is gonna droop when I'm older. And people are gonna compare me to a pug, because when you don't look like, a perfect, neotenic white baby, people compare you to an animal.
Indy's appearance is really
hot.
Well, yes, but funny to me because of when I met you. Because when we met, people were mistaking you for an adult, and you were 14 years old.
Yeah, and that was fine. That worked in my favor.
Like Indy basically reached an age where Indy looked a certain age and has continued to look that age despite passing it. And it's just really odd. I've never known somebody that's looked 22 from the age 14 to 26.
Black don't crack. I don't know. It's sad. I hear all these women in my life talking about, like, oh my god, I have wrinkles, the world is ending, I need a facelift. And, like, that's not much to look forward to for mine. Does growing up really suck that much? Does getting old is it really the worst thing to happen to anyone?
I'm not trying to, like, shame anybody's appearance, and I don't want anybody to feel bad about their appearance watching this, but I have always been of the opinion that Botox looks worse than most of the other things that could happen to your face.
Have you seen Kris Jenner's new face?
I've seen people with burn scars on their face that look more attractive than the average person with Botox, in my personal opinion. That's not even necessarily me saying that, like, I think Botox is always ugly and I think burn scars are always ugly. It's just like one of those things where it's like the kind of people who get Botox are the kind of people who would die if they got a burn scar on their face. Like their life would be over. Like they would need therapy for the rest of their life.
And doesn't it suck that, like, they got there in the first place of needing to look this certain, like, why is it so, we get such visceral fear and distaste when we don't look a certain way sometimes. Some of us.
I also think it's crazy how many people who age well get it.
Yeah.
Like hottest 50-year-old woman you've ever seen.
But she still
and then she gets Botox.
Because she looks 50 years old. That's the thing. And apparently looking 50 years old is a bad thing. Isn't that sad? Here, hold on. Here's Kris Jenner's new face. And this kind of reminds me of, like, how with the rise of AI, we were all like, oh, all the fingers, all the teeth, they look so bad and so fake. Was never, like, a good, like, argument for, like, why AI is bad, because it was always going to get better. I think this is a similar thing. Botox facial surgery, that was always going to get better. I think they did a great job on her face.
I also think they did a good job, but also...
I don't think why did she need it? I know she makes her money off of it, but that sucks. Why does she get to also look her age?
Honestly, genuinely honest.
Genuinely honestly?
I'm so shocked with the wizardry that people can do with makeup that if you hadn't shown me the side-by-side, because I don't usually look at pictures of her, like, I know what all of the Kardashians look like. I only know Kim's name. Like, I know all of their names, but I don't know which name goes to which person except Kim. And the only reason I know Kim is because of Kanye.
Yes.
So, like, and even that was against my will because I've never actually been a Kanye fan. Like, it was just, he was in the public sphere often enough that you eventually saw enough pictures of Kim that you were like, okay, that one's Kim.
Yeah.
But you might have been able to convince me that that was just an incredible amount of makeup if you didn't show me the before picture.
Yeah. I think the women who are really precious about their faces and their wrinkles and really self-conscious about it can definitely tell. The people, like, the men who don't think about it, they can't really tell. They're just like, oh, you look a little fresher. Did you sleep better? You know, like, that's you're doing all of this work for the approval of someone who was never going to notice it.
Well, let's also take a step back for a second and acknowledge that
it also being
that is
pretty
true.
does
Yes.
make you safer in a lot of spaces too.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
Yes.
But what I have noticed, or at the very, actually, this isn't as common anymore, or maybe it's not common because I hang out with fewer straight people. But I remember when we were in high school, there was this phenomenon, and you still kind of see it on the internet sometimes, where it's like, oh, no makeup look, and like, it's a no makeup look.
Yes. So
like,
they put so much makeup on to look like they're not wearing makeup.
Yeah, like they put an incredible amount of makeup on to look like they're not wearing makeup. And even then, they very clearly look like they're not wearing makeup to people who wear, like, literally the post is very clearly engineered for the men who don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a straight woman trying to attract men who don't get it. Like, everyone in that comment section who's not a straight guy knows what's going on. Yeah. Or at least the kind of straight guy who's like, no makeup. I don't want to know anything about makeup. I don't want to. Like,
knowing about makeup makes me gay.
Yeah, like those kinds of straight men. Yeah. It's like those posts are literally only for them because the rest of us are like, I can see your eyebrow. Yeah. Like, I can see the end of your eyebrow being painted to a point.
You're wearing black eyeliner.
Yeah. What I hate are the ones who, like, the eyeliner and the mascara is the only thing they take off, and then they're like, no makeup look.
I mean, eyes make a lot of the face.
Yeah.
And like, eye makeup is technically, generally, the boldest makeup on the face.
Yeah, I feel like the goal of those posts is to make people believe that those are the only two kinds of makeup that you're putting on, and the only reason is because those are the only two kinds of makeup that you can't fake being natural. Because they're so bold. Where it's like, although with mascara, I think what it is with a lot of guys who don't know a lot about makeup is that they don't realize that not everybody's eyelashes are that nice.
Yeah.
Like, they don't realize that men have
really nice eyelashes.
Like, they don't realize that men have really nice eyelashes because women put enough effort into imitating it that they just think everybody has nice eyelashes.
Yeah, they're like, this is what eyelashes are supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a waste. Oh shit. I forgot they're not here anymore. Francis, get your ass up here. This is Francis. We're gonna snatch your wig today. Reach into her noggin.
How could she do this to you? How could she do this to you?
You don't love a good wig snatch? Reach into her noggin. Hand me the paper.
Oh. I just cleared my hands like I work in a casino. It's when you work in a casino and you handle chips, when you stop touching the chips, you have to turn your palm up, both of your palms up, so that the camera on the ceiling can see that you didn't just sleight of hand steal a chip. I almost worked in a casino, and then I quit like right towards the end of my training because they lied to me about what they needed me for hours, and they wanted me on hours I couldn't work. They wanted me at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was, in school at the time. So I was like, no, we're not doing that. But I went through almost all of the training, and they said at one point in the training, the goal of this training is to get you to the point where you accidentally clear your hands in the grocery store. So once you do it that mindlessly, I've done my job.
So, hey, casinos, hire him. Hey, this is a good... Here's your question. What's a useless piece of knowledge you know?
When you interrupt women.
Tell me about a time that you got caught doing something you shouldn't. Yeah? Let's hear it.
You ready to come on blast?
Oh!
So I remember this. Oh, should I not?
Tell me. I think... say it.
So I remember this one time that my mom didn't know that I'd lost my virginity. And then all of a sudden she did know. And do you want to know how that happened? Because
I trust my family.
Erroneously, too. That was the funniest part. You were like, I can confide this in my mom. And your mom was like, I'm going to tell Nigel's mom. And then...
Immediately.
And then all this...
Immediately. It's like, what did I wait till I was 18 for? I would have been up in that biznatch at 15. Easy. That was when I was ready. But I waited specifically so no one could call the cops on anyone.
Yeah.
I had an authoritative parenting style. So that, yeah, how was that for you? Also, sorry.
Great. My mom acted for a couple months like she couldn't trust anything that I said.
A couple months?
Yeah, because what happened was, so my mom went on vacation to Chicago and took my brother with her. Mm-hmm. And my dad was not living with us at the time, mm-hmm. which meant that I was home alone mm-hmm. for like a month, for like an entire month. And I was dating Indy at the time. And I
jumped on that shit. It was July 5th, 2017.
The unfortunate thing about us dating, going back to earlier I made reference to the fact that I never had an opportunity to make out with somebody under the bleachers in high school.
Yeah.
That was because I didn't date anybody until I was 18, because I asked Indy out when I was 17, got rejected, and then you asked me out like a month after my 18th birthday.
You made me wait 2 years.
And then
while you had a crush on my best friend, I give you like a couple months and you're like, I'm so sad.
So now we're in this situation because I'm 18 and Indy's not, and Indy's dad...
I'm like 16 at the time.
And Indy's dad hates me, and also like I'm not trying to catch a case. So like the age gap wasn't weird. It's just that like, you know...
It's an age gap.
When you're an 18-year-old, you need to be careful about the decisions that you make.
Yes.
And this was one of those ones where it's like, okay, this is an obvious slam dunk.
Yeah.
Don't make that decision.
Let's not.
We dated for like a while before we were ever able to do anything. And then you turned 18, and it was just one of those things where it was like, there's not a convenient place to do it.
So I had to wait several months on top of that.
Yeah. So, and then my mom was going to be gone for a month. And literally, the last thing she said to me before she left was, and this is such like a Christian prude parent thing to ask and not think it's weird to ask. Right before she left, she said, "Are you going to have sex with Indy while I'm gone?" And I looked at her, and the way she interpreted this was me saying, "You know me better than that, don't even." And then she was like, "Okay." And then she left. I didn't actually say anything. The look that I actually gave her, that was the way she interpreted it. The thought behind the look was, it's not even normal for you to be like that weird about the way you asked that question. Because you asked like you were going to be offended if I said yes. Like the look I gave you was, we have now reached a point where I am old enough and I am not religious enough that you should frankly expect that. And I don't think you get to hold it against me.
When you didn't even consent to not doing that.
Yeah. So the look I gave her was, I I would rather you didn't say that to me like that. But then she was like, all right, and walked out. And I was like, I don't want to turn that into a conversation right before she's going to leave for the airport.
And then I ruined your relationship with your mom for a month. So. Sorry.
So yeah, she was like, why did you lie to me? And I was like, because my immediate thought was, okay, I didn't lie. I gave you a look that said, don't even ask me that question like that. I didn't tell you the answer to the question. But then my second thought was, okay, but I would have lied if you'd asked. Because I didn't want to have that conversation with you because I wanted you to just leave and go to the airport so I could like immediately go to having fun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a same day thing, by the way. Like that wasn't like I'm trying to get you to leave so that you can go over. It was literally just like, I'm not having this conversation with you right before you go to Chicago because then you're just going to be on vacation grumpy because you're not going to like what I'm going to say. Yeah. So it was one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to contest the point that I lied because I would have if she'd actually asked.
You know yourself well enough for that. Yeah. God, that was 8 years ago. How the time flies.
You can be friends with your ex. You just have to not choose to be weird about it. Being weird about it is a choice.
Being weird about it is a choice.
Being weird about it might be a choice that's easy to make. Because you might have some weird vibes in the relationship itself that you can't just magically get rid of because you broke up.
It's not.
Like, I'm not saying it's easy. It is a choice.
It's a choice. It's not impossible to like still know someone after you've dated them and you stop dating them. In a lot of cases, that is kind of the best choice, and a lot of cases where like you've been mistreated or stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if you had a good relationship and you were friends before, you can go back to the just because the genre of the relationship needs to change sometimes doesn't mean that the whole relationship like goes away.
Yeah, the thing I would say about it being a choice is that it's not an incorrect choice. I just need people to start acknowledging that it's a choice so that they stop treating me like I'm made a weird choice for not holding a grudge with you about it for what at the time was a lot, but I had the emotional maturity to realize with time would be nothing.
Yeah.
Like relatively speaking. Yeah. Like, because we were in a serious relationship, so obviously it's going to be a lot, but like, there is a non-zero possibility I will get over it, so there's no reason to burn a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, burning a bridge is a choice. Sometimes it's the correct choice.
Yes.
But it is a choice. I would just like people to acknowledge that, like, it is a choice. And also, you're allowed to make that choice, even if the stakes aren't high.
Yes.
Even if it's not necessarily like I need this for my mental health because this person's abusive or anything like that. If it's a choice you want to make, then make it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to judge you for making it. Please stop judging me for making the choice to not be weird about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There are added difficulties to this because you are friends with a whore who fucks all her friends. So I know I'm not allowed to, but like, come on, but whatever.
And Indy wants to.
Hey, my mom's in the. It's fine.
I'm not good at the no feelings thing, so I don't do it. If you want an explanation of that.
I love the no feelings thing. You people get the fuck away from my feelings. Look, the physical stuff, that is a sport. I'm in it for the love of the game, okay? Get away from my feelings. I need those. I need those intact. And like, too many people have been like, fucky with them. Yeah. You were fine. No, you sucked. You were fine.
We had our problems like everything, but we weren't. We've both seen worse. We've seen so much worse. We had problems, but we certainly didn't break out of my bottom 5 for problems. Like,
what are some of your bottom 5 problems?
One time I heard somebody complain about their boyfriend being too funny.
No, at that point you're just finding excuses. Just dump him. You don't want to be with him. Too funny. Oh my God, I have too good of a time when I'm around them.
I need a project. I need to fix somebody. By the way, fixing people isn't a thing. People fix themselves. You might find that to be a radical opinion, As a matter of fact, there might even be some people going into the conversation right now to be like, no, so-and-so fixed me. No, so-and-so inspired you to fix you.
Yes.
Is what happened.
Yes.
But if you don't believe me, if you believe that you can fix people, do me a favor. Do them a favor. Do your potential future biological or adopted children a favor, if that's a thing that's on the table. Fix them before you get engaged. I genuinely think that's the reason why the divorce rate is really high in this country.
Yeah. Because they got married
I
before
genuinely think it's because there's enough people who are going, we're not going to live together until we're married, and I'm not going to actually try to completely fix you until we live in the same space. Because that's the point where I can start to claim that it's enough of a problem that you need to fix it.
Yeah.
If it's that much of a problem, you shouldn't live in the same space.
This is also why there is some merit to lesbian U-hauling. Because you really find out fast. It is a high risk,
on this
high reward
of justifying toxic femininity. Today we're discussing U-haul.
It is a high risk, high reward practice. I have not seen it pay off very well for a lot of people, but did they learn?
Risk, high reward practice. That's an awesome way to reframe it.
It's a high risk, high yield. I wouldn't call it a reward, but you get a lot of info about yourself as a person, about the other person, about how you live with others, about your attachment style. That is ripe with information that you can then use to fix yourself instead of someone else, right? And isn't that what we should all be striving for? Fixing ourselves? This week on I Can't Afford a Therapist Anymore. I think this would be another great time to plug the Patreon. Yeah, just get on there, subscribe. We'll have some extra episodes coming out, some behind the scenes footage. For the love of fucking God. It is so bad out here. What do we got next?
Oh, I thought that was the end.
No. That was me plugging the Patreon. We're almost
the outro.
there. We're almost
Please.
there. I thought you were having fun.
I am having fun. I was just making a funny suggestion about the way we can do the outro from now on. Please. The Patreon. Robin, the Patreon. Did you know they made a poor Batman?
They made a what?
They made an alternate version of Batman where he's not rich. Robin the Patreon. Robin the Patreon, Robin.
Why does he sound like Walter White?
Robin, we have to cook.
Robin, why are you blue? Nigel, did you know that asparagus... Nigel, did you know that asparagus can grow up to 7 inches in a day?
You know what else? Asparagus is a grower, not a shower.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of forcing rhubarb?
So like force femme?
A little bit.
No. I don't know why I said that. It was I was going nowhere with that bit. That was the whole bit. Saying that was the whole bit.
Your heart had a desire that needed to come out. Don't worry.
No.
We'll go shopping after this, babes. See, now I call everyone babes. And I can't call you that anymore. Can I call you bitch?
If you stick the landing and you're clearly not self-conscious about it, it would work.
Thanks, honey. What's next? Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people.
You know, the first time I was told that that's sexist as a teenager to call people honey, I was like, is it? I wish I could show 15-year-old me this moment. Because 15-year-old me was like, I don't think I've ever meant it in a disrespectful way.
I didn't mean it
and
in a
I don't think
disrespectful
I've
way.
ever received it in a way where, like, I don't know that was meant to be disrespectful.
It was not.
But it felt. So maybe.
Oh my God.
Like, if 15-year-old me could just see this moment, he'd be like, oh, it feels disrespectful. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. You know what?
We're respecting people's feelings.
One of my managers when I worked at Redacted as a teenager called me Toots once, and I was like, "What the fuck, grown man, get away from me!" I was like, Toots. And like he clearly meant it to be funny, but I could see the kind of like a little bit of his face like crumbling as he like realized he just called like a 17-year-old Toots.
Okay, so this is your first job.
Yes.
French restaurant.
Hispanic chef.
French restaurant, Hispanic chef, Italian mob boss. I literally can't imagine somebody saying toots without a transatlantic accent.
Toots.
Twits.
Twits.
Or a New York accent.
It's not twits. It's not twits. It's toots. It's more of an than an In New York, you get the
toots.
Toots. What's good, Toots? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thanks, Toots.
I was thinking about older lesbians, and I was like, I want an old dyke to call me Toots, and then you said, meow. And I was like,
I want a lesbian to call me Toots. See?
The word muscle comes from the Latin musculus, meaning little mouse, because muscles were thought to resemble a mouse moving under the skin.
No.
Is that uncomfortable?
Never. Fucking what psychopath thought that?
The Greeks, famously.
What even is this segment?
Oh wait, no, the Latin. You know, did the Greeks speak Latin? What the hell?
No, they do not speak Latin. They speak to Greek.
Who spoke to Latin? The Romans.
The Romans.
The
Greeks spoke
famously.
Latin when the Romans made them. I think using colonialism is a funny word to describe it, considering how often it happened before that.
Call that Romans' revenge. Do you have any last words for the audience?
I have no socials for you to follow.
Yay!
That I'm comfortable with you looking at. I have socials. You can't have them. I need to delete my current professional Insta because it's my professional photography Insta, and I don't do that professionally anymore. I'm willing to consult on it. I just don't. Your photo shoots are impossible, and you're annoying. What's actually annoying is that I worked in a photo job for a really long time for a really bad company that made me do bad things. And I reached a point now where I have anxiety when I'm talking to a mom who's about to pay hundreds of dollars for pictures of her kids who don't know how to sit still because she's a bad parent. It's never going to go away no matter how well I treat the client as a professional outside of that business. Yeah. I basically now have photography anxiety. So if you want me to take pictures of a bird and you can teach me how to find one, that'd be great. But until then, I'm not a professional photographer.
Maybe just stop shooting kids.
So we had this running joke in the photography program at the university that I went to about people saying shoot and not thinking about it. So my last words are now, you're right, Indy. We should stop shooting kids.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, tomorrow, the next, forevermore. Get it? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to come back and wiggle with me?
No. I'm really hungry and I have a headache.
Not tonight, sweetie. I have a headache. Gorgeous. Oh,